Okay, so tonight we are looking at the daily life of Darcy Fields as we take a look at the teen sitcom starring Sarah Paxton. Yes, it is Darcy's Wild Life, the series that follows Darcy, the daughter of an eccentric actress Victoria Fields, who decides to move away from Malibu to raise her daughter in a more normal environment. The show aired on Discovery Kids in the United States and the Family Channel in Canada from 2004 for 2 seasons. The show had 33 episodes in its lifetime. So now that we have the background, let's take a look at a couple of episodes. First up we have Darcy's Wild Life. So at some Hollywood show, we see Darcy and her mom arrive at the show as some reporter talks to them. Her mom says she can speak Japanese as the reporter talks about where they are going later, as Darcy says she is hanging out with J-Lo later. The reporter then asks Darcy why her mother is giving everything up to go live on a ranch, as Darcy is shocked by the news. She can't believe it, as it is then revealed to be a dream. As Darcy then wakes up to a cow in her bed, she screams away. So we then see Mom walk in as Darcy is coming down the stairs. Mom grabs her daughter as she talks about how much she loves the country, as Darcy says she doesn't want to be here and would rather be in Malibu. As the mom then hears the cow upstairs, she says that is amazing, as Darcy is confused with her mother as she says moving was a big mistake. Mom then explains why she made the move, as Darcy then writes on her blog. Mom is unpacking as Darcy says there is nothing to be excited about round here, as a duck then walks into the house. Mom loves the duck as she then names it. Darcy then asks how they will manage the whole ranch, as Mom says she is being silly as she explains she has hired a handyman and he is in the kitchen. So the pair hear a noise as they head into the kitchen. They meet Eli as he is on the floor as he has made a big mess. Eli and Darcy shake hands as Darcy fancies Eli. Eli then tries to clean up but he makes a lot of chaos. Eli asks how Darcy likes her eggs as someone then knocks at the door. Darcy opens the door as some kid comes in. He goes to Mom as he forces her to sign something. He says his name is Jack as he says he loves the mom's movie career as they talk about her movies. Darcy is confused as Eli is burning up the place. So Darcy goes through her clothes as she then spots a horse going through them. She tries to get the horse to go as she throws a stick. It doesn't work as Darcy then wrestles with the horse. She lands in the hay as Mom is confused on what she is doing there as Darcy blames the horse. Mom says her and Jack are going to name all the animals on the farm as Jack suggests the name Gus. Darcy then says she wants to go into town as she asks her mother for some money. Her mother says no as Darcy is confused on what mother is saying. Her mother says she needs to earn her own money as Darcy can't believe she has to work. So Mom takes Jack away as Darcy is angry. So Eli is trying to fix the shelf as Darcy then comes over and asks for a job. Eli says he is about to clear out the stables as he says he will pay her half of whatever he is getting as Darcy is confused on what the job is. She then discovers it is shoveling poop as Darcy is disgusted by the job. So Mom and Jack return as she says she needs some supplies as Jack wants to help because his dad is a vet, but Darcy butts in as she says she will do it as Eli then falls over in the poop. So at the store, Darcy is looking for help as some girl then arrives at the desk as she asks where Darcy's animal is as she figures out she is the movie star's kid as she talks about how her dad is moving pigs in the back. Darcy then gives her the shopping list as the girl calls out for Jojo as he goes to help. Darcy explains she is from Malibu as the girl looks at her strange, so Jojo has got the supplies as the girl asks where Darcy's truck is as she asks how she is going to get everything home as Darcy then points to her bike. So Jack is still naming all the animals as Jack suggests Piggy for the pig as Mom doesn't like it. Jack then suggests a stupid name as Mom gives in and picks Piggy. So Darcy is explaining her mom will come and pick it up later as Lindsay tells her to get it all inside. Darcy is confused as Lindsay then says the raccoons might eat it. So Darcy attempts to move it all in as the vet then arrives with his pig. He explains everything as he welcomes her to the shop. Lindsay says she is a customer as the vet says they need someone to replace Jojo as he is leaving. The vet asks if Darcy is okay with money as she offers Darcy the job. Lindsay is not happy with the appointment as she then gives some more orders to Darcy. So Darcy puts up a sign as some people come in with a llama as they want a toy for her birthday as Darcy points out where the toys are. The man then asks where the supplies are as he then lists a lot of random things. Darcy is stunned as she zones out. She lies to the man as Lindsay then comes over and helps. Darcy then finds an old man sleeping as she tries to grab the supplies as Jack comes in with a goat. Darcy is not happy with Jack as he is trying to make the goat tap dance or something. Darcy goes back to the shelf as some other girl comes in and says Skittles needs a shot as Lindsay then comes over and takes the pug away, so the girl goes over to Darcy as she introduces herself as Kathy as she explains her dad owns the car dealership as she says she has seen Darcy and her mom on the TV. The vet calls Darcy to help as she goes off to help, but the vet shows off a snake as Darcy gets scared as she doesn't want to hold it. Lindsay then butts in once more as she tells Darcy to find a real job that she can do. So at the farm, Darcy walks home as her mom is explaining Gus isn't feeling well as the vet takes him away. Darcy then admits she is the one who sprinkled flowers on the floor as it smelled earlier. The vet explains Gus is having an allergic reaction as Darcy asks if he is going to be okay as the vet says someone needs to stay with Gus all night as Darcy takes up the job as the vet explains everything as he has misplaced his needles. Eli then reveals he sat on the needles as the vet is concerned. So Darcy and her mom are watching the horse as they sing away. Darcy then hears how bad Gus sounds as mom is sleeping away. Darcy goes off as she grabs a needle. She puts it in as she saves Gus. She continues to sing as Lindsay then checks out Gus. She is impressed with Darcy's work as Lindsay says Darcy needs to rest as Lindsay says she can come back to the job anytime as they smile at each other. Darcy boasts about having a job as she takes Gus out for a walk as Jack then shows off the dancing goat. Darcy laughs as the episode then ends on that note. Next up we have a chick thing. So at home, Darcy is explaining that instead of cleaning up this weekend, she wants to go home to Malibu as her mom asks if she has the money. Darcy is then upset as she doesn't have the money. Darcy says it was crazy moving them to the middle of nowhere as mom asks what is happening this weekend as Darcy explains her friend is having a party as she explains the dad has brought the circus along as mom then talks about what she did when she couldn't get things she wanted as Darcy is confused. Mom talks about the wonder of nature as Eli is up by a nest as mom talks about how much Eli loves animals as Eli is replacing the real eggs with fake eggs as mom explains the plan. But all of a sudden Eli falls over as mom wonders if the eggs are okay. She then takes the eggs away as Eli lies there on the floor. So at the store, Darcy is explaining to Kathy and Lindsay it is the party of the year as Lindsay talks about pearls as she says something disgusting as Kathy explains she loves wearing pearls as Darcy says they must go to the party as Lindsay says they can still have a good party without all the balloons and stuff. Kathy then explains her birthday is coming up as some man then comes in and asks for the vet. Darcy says he isn't in as the man demands the vet. Lindsay takes the order as Darcy asks what he needs 200 chicks for as the man gets very aggressive with Lindsay. He says he wants them by Monday as he then walks out. Darcy says goodbye as the man isn't having any of it as Lindsay says he is an important customer. Darcy then says he won't be coming to any parties as she then says she is going to organize Kathy's birthday party. Kathy can't believe it as they hug, so Darcy is planning the party as she says they need a theme. Darcy explains all the themes in the different boxes as the door goes. Mom goes to answer the door as the vet arrives. Mom can't believe it. So the vet asks if Lindsay needs a ride home as he then comes in and tries the food. He asks what it is as the mom explains it is the recipe he gave her. The vet can't believe it as he then asks if Lindsay needs a ride as Darcy explains Lindsay is helping her plan the party. Darcy asks if the vet is coming Saturday as he says no because he has some speaking role going on Saturday because the other vet got squashed by his patient. The mom is concerned as Lindsay then reminds her dad of the chicks as she then says she can do it as her dad isn't happy. Darcy says she will miss the party as Lindsay says she can do it. Her dad gives in as he trusts her, so Darcy is writing her blog once more as she explains the party is pirate themed. She is upset that Lindsay isn't coming as Lindsay says it is fine she isn't coming as Darcy says it will be the best birthday party ever as Lindsay says she'd rather be at work than a party as Darcy then hugs her. So at the party, everyone is enjoying themselves as Jack thanks Darcy's mom for babysitting him as he then goes missing. He goes to take some pictures as Eli then tries to impress a girl. He then chokes on some food as Jack takes a picture. Kathy is enjoying the party as she thanks Darcy, but Darcy isn't happy with Lindsay missing out. Kathy says it is like Cinderella as Darcy is confused. She then says they need to help Lindsay come to the party as she comes up with a plan. Lindsay is watching the chicks as Darcy brings the party to the shop. Everyone comes in as Lindsay can't believe it. Mom then explains to Jack they're going to look after some chicks as Jack looks through his photo reel. Mom says chicks are the wonder of nature as Jack goes on a rant. Mom gives Jack the equipment as she explains how the chicks need to be fed by a doll to pretend they are being fed by their mother. Jack says they could raise the hawks themselves as he says stupid stuff. So at the new party, Lindsay is not happy with Darcy as Lindsay is angry with everyone as Eli is trying to dance. Darcy tries to defend the party as Darcy goes to get some snacks. She tells Lindsay to enjoy the party as Lindsay says they need to get out as they then release the chicks by accident as Darcy says nothing bad will happen as they then spot the chicks have escaped. Everyone can't believe it as Lindsay is angry. Darcy starts to panic as she says they can count them all. She starts a treasure hunt as everyone gets to work capturing the chicks. Eli knocks things over as it is complete chaos. Lindsay calls time as she is annoyed with everyone. She says the place is getting trashed as she gets annoyed with Darcy. They get into an argument as Lindsay says she needs to impress her dad. Darcy says all she thinks about is work as Lindsay storms off as Mom is trying to get the hawks to eat up. Jack gives her instructions as he reminds her a movie she did for some reason. Jack says a quote as Mom then repeats it. She gets the hawks to eat up as Jack then joins in. He tries to get the hawks under his control as the kids are still picking up the chicks. Lindsay tells everyone to leave and says she will find the rest as her dad then comes in. Everyone is shocked as Dad is angry with Lindsay. He can't believe what is on Eli's foot as Lindsay tries to explain herself. Dad is disappointed with her as he is very mad. Darcy then confesses she was the one who brought the party to the shop. The vet gives her some chili as he says sorry to her daughter as everyone gets emotional. Dad gives her a gift as Lindsay says she will do better next time as Dad then pulls a chick out from behind him. Darcy then finds one on her hat as Jack is still playing with the puppets. Mom joins in as it is very silly. The king and queen kiss as Jack hates that. He takes off his puppets as Mom says it is getting late. She takes the hawks away as Jack wants to do things tomorrow but Mom says the hawks have to go back into the nest tomorrow. Mom says Jack has helped save the babies as Jack takes another picture. So Darcy tries to make everything better with Lindsay as she says she is sorry. Lindsay also says sorry as they make up. They go get some ice cream as Mom returns the hawks to the nest. So Kathy thanks Darcy for the party as everyone is happy as Darcy says she has been to better parties as Jack then gives over his camera as Lindsay then goes through the photos as Darcy can't believe Jack is trying to sell the pictures of her and her mom to magazines. Lindsay deletes all the pictures as Mom tells Jack to take a picture of the hawks. Darcy then takes the picture instead as the episode then ends on that note. Finally we have Buffalo Gals. So at the store, Kathy arrives as she has dressed up. She asks Darcy for her opinion as she doesn't like it. Kathy says it is for her cousin's wedding as Darcy says she doesn't like the necklace as Lindsay then asks if anyone knows that Buffalo as one walks past. Everyone is confused as Lindsay then goes to make a phone call. So Darcy picks out a better dress for Kathy as Kathy asks how she knows so much about fashion as Darcy talks about Mozart and Einstein as she says she was born with fashion knowledge as Kathy says something stupid. So Mom and Lindsay arrive as Lindsay asks why the place is in such a mess. Darcy says she is just trying to find a dress for Kathy as Mom then talks about the buffalo as she says the vet can't get it out of the city until next week. So the buffalo will have to stay with them until then as Lindsay then says it should be called a bison as Darcy is confused about the cheese buffalo make as Lindsay then says they can just call it a buffalo as Mom then asks Darcy for help. Darcy says she is busy with the fashion as she then gets Lindsay to help. They go off as Darcy is still talking about the dresses that Kathy could wear. So Mom and Lindsay are giving water to the buffalo as Lindsay can't believe how calm the mom is around the buffalo as she explains when she was a little girl she used to spend time with her grandparents and that's why she loves the countryside. Lindsay then says that is great because she doesn't feel connected to anyone else as everyone else keeps wanting to go to the movies and go shopping. So Darcy arrives as she explains what dress they're going with as she then spots the buffalo. Lindsay says it has a big head as Darcy then admits she is hungry. Mom says her and Lindsay need to go into town to get some supplies as she explains there are some fish sticks in the freezer. Darcy asks what they are going to eat as Lindsay talks to Darcy's mom about the wildlife of England. So Darcy is not enjoying her frozen pizza as it breaks her teeth. Jack then arrives as Darcy says fish are smart animals because they live in schools. Jack says he needs the smartest animal as Darcy suggests the buffalo. Jack says she wasn't helpful as they go to do an experiment with the buffalo. He says if he presses on the lever, the box will open and he will get some food. So they watch him as the buffalo doesn't do anything exciting. Jack is annoyed as he then goes to Gus as he tries to get the horse to count apples. Gus doesn't say anything as he then eats the apples. He then dances away as Kathy shows off her new dress to Darcy. She loves it as Kathy says her first dress was very tight and nearly made her pass out. Darcy then hears some laughing as she goes to see what is going on. Lindsay and her mom are getting on like a house on fire as they are sharing silly stories with each other. Darcy says she never hears these stories as the mom says they brought fresh fruit for the buffalo as they then admit they ate the fruit themselves. The mom says her and Lindsay are doing stuff tonight as Darcy can't believe Lindsay is spending a lot of time with her mother. Kathy says they are just being friends because of the buffalo as she says once it leaves they won't be friends anymore as Darcy says she is never right. Kathy says it could be a first as Jack is still looking for smart animals as Eli says he doesn't look stupid as Jack looks at the chinchillas Eli is holding. Jack gives Eli tips on how to get them to drink more milk as Eli says chinchillas are smart as Jack doesn't care as he has a pig to train. He takes the pig off as he tries to get the pig to do some stuff. The pig is very good as they then play backgammon. Jack says he is going to get his own show as Darcy comes in looking for her mom as she has food for her as she can't find her but finds Eli instead. Eli says her mom is out with Lindsay as Darcy can't believe it. Eli says he is hungry as Darcy is upset with Lindsay for taking her mom away as at the store. Darcy is talking to some old man about everything as she wants some new friends. The vet arrives as he explains everything about the old man. The vet wants to know where his doctor's bag and keys are as Darcy points it all out. The vet then gets bitten by a snake as he explains it is for one of the customers. The vet is in a rush as he says he won't die as he offers Darcy to come with him as Darcy then spots her mom and says yes to the vet. They go to hang as we see the cow trapped. The farmers argue as they then rush off. Darcy helps the vet as he uses some soap to get the cow out. The cow slips out as the vet is happy. So Eli is still looking after the chinchillas as he is building a house for them as Jack comes over with his pig. Jack says the pig doesn't do any tricks in front of the camera as he is sad he won't win the TV show. Eli finishes the hatch, but then it all falls down as Darcy and the vet are enjoying some lunch together as the vet says onion rings are dangerous. The vet talks a lot as he then eats up. Darcy asks about vet school as he says he went to Iowa. Darcy talks about Russia for some reason as the vet says he was very ill last time he went to Russia as Darcy gets sick. Darcy then sees her mom as they ask what they're doing here as they both say they had a great time together as Darcy tries to get her mom jealous. Lindsay says they had fun as Darcy then gets angry. She storms off as she sits down on some hay. Eli talks about the chinchillas having no mom as Darcy is confused. We then see the pig give her milk to the chinchillas as Eli explains everything. He says the pig is smart. Darcy is shocked as she then goes to Lindsay and says the bison eats a lot. She then talks about her mom eating loads as she tries to put Lindsay off her mom. Darcy explains about her rock star dad and how his long trips away caused the end of her parents' marriage as Lindsay is confused on why she is telling her this as Darcy says she must miss her mom as Lindsay admits she does. Lindsay says she doesn't want to talk about her parents as she then admits her mom died when she was little. She shows off a picture as everything gets emotional once more. They hug once more as Lindsay is confused on what Darcy is on about as mom then arrives with some food for the buffalo. Mom then says she has food for Darcy as she then invites Lindsay to dinner. They walk away together as they talk about Lindsay's dad as the episode then ends. In conclusion, I thought I wasn't going to like Darcy's wildlife, but after watching it, it sort of hit a soft spot. It was very funny and relatable and I really liked it. I like the girly aspect as we don't get many girl-centered kid shows and I like Darcy and all the other characters as they were all different and brought their own personality to the table. Eli was the classic clown and Lindsay was the responsible teen. The theme tune was also a banger. Shame this show only lasted for 33 episodes because I would have loved to see much more of this. So overall it is a watch if you love silly shows about girls living on a farm. So thank you for watching. If you have any TV shows you like to see me do, put them in the comments.